All right, we'll shift our focus to some breaking news coming in. These are shots coming in, viewers, after Trump's warning, hostages have been released. As you can see, those visuals coming, second set of the hostages. Hamas has released the hostages, and you can see a grand welcome for the hostages. The Israeli hostages being now released. There was, of course, these are 3 Israeli hostages that have been freed by Hamas after dispute had threatened the Gaza ceasefire. And there you can see those visuals coming in, the Hamas signing that release paper of those Israeli hostages. And they're back on home soil after being freed from Gaza by the Hamas terrorists. It's a 6th exchange of hostages and Palestinian prisoners under the ceasefire deal that came into effect last month. That's in the latest update. You can see the cheers with which they are being welcomed back. And Hamas, in fact, Hamas is also parading, handing over the 3 more hostages to Red Cross, in fact, in Gaza. This is first set of visual coming in on Republic TV. Hamas releasing 3 hostages in Gaza, part of a ceasefire deal with Israel. And my colleague Arth Agrawal joins us live on the broadcast for more. Arth, it's a ceasefire signed between Hamas and Israel, requiring Israel to release hundreds of Palestinians as well in return. And we see a lot of crowd over there, a lot of, we can hear people cheering and whistling, flags going up. Tell us more, describe to us what's really happening there.
Well, Rakshita, this is a clear result and a clear aftermath of Trump's all hell will break loose warning, which was given to the Hamas side 2 or 3 days back during a press conference where Donald Trump made it clear if the Hamas side is not going through with this particular hostage deal, then all hell will break loose. And now we are seeing Donald Trump had earlier given a deadline, and this particular deadline is now being followed by the Hamas side, and 3 Israeli hostages are being released in exchange for over 300 hostages which were held by the Israeli side. So the hostage deal panning out, a major breakthrough in the peace process in West Asia right now. And days after Donald Trump being sworn in, days after Donald Trump's inauguration, days after Donald Trump's all hell will break loose warning, the Hamas side is now acting up. The Hamas side is now taking action and making sure that all Israeli hostages now return home before the deadline given by Donald Trump. Back to the studio, Rakshita.
All right. In fact, there were a lot of hiccups in between as well. There were a lot of obstacles in the way. It, in fact, threatened the ceasefire also. If you could tell us more about that, Arth.
Well, Rakshita, the ceasefire deal, as we all know, it was a major obstacle that the West Asian peace process was seeing. And days after Donald Trump came into power, days after it was announced that Donald Trump is going to be the next president of the United States, we saw massive breakthroughs in that front as well. So we are seeing currently Israel is concerned about its West Asian neighbors and how this particular ceasefire deal will be seen by those particular West Asian neighbors. But at that front also we are seeing after Donald Trump's presidency, after Donald Trump returning back to power, that negotiations are experiencing rampant developments, and we can expect the West Asian peace process to be through shortly after a few days, as Donald Trump is continuously taking rampant measures, as our viewers can see the full frame visuals from the Gaza Strip, where Hamas is releasing 3 Israeli hostages in exchange for the over 300 hostages which were held by the Israeli side. The West Asian ceasefire deal, the West Asian peace process, viewers, panning out the West Asian peace process soon becoming a reality. And after Trump's all hell will break loose warning, the Hamas side, as you can see, viewers, now the Hamas side taking action and releasing the rest of the Israeli hostages who are now set to go home. Celebrations we can clearly see celebrations in both the Palestinian side, by both the Israeli side and the Palestinian side, the Hamas side, all of them celebrating, cameras everywhere on your screens, viewers, and that's about it. That's the whole dramatic visuals from Gaza, as you can see. That is the ceasefire deal panning out days after Donald Trump's entry, Donald Trump back into power, and we can see massive breakthroughs in West Asia. Back to the studio, Rakshita.
Right, Red Cross vehicles arriving at the location. Hamas set to releasing those hostages, and we've seen, as with previous exchanges, also dozens of masked and armed Hamas terrorists lining up there near the there's those festoons, and they're all raising those Palestinian flags as well, banners of their own factions as well. You can see how people are being lifted, and there's some sort of a celebration also that is being witnessed there. It's very important, as my colleague Arth was pointing out, Hamas also releasing the hostages, and it's of course an exchange, and there are the three hostages are 46-year-old Ar Horn, Sagui Dekel, and Alexander Trufanov. These are the three of them. Horn has a dual citizenship of Israel and Argentina. Dekel is an American-Israeli. Trufanov holds Israeli and Russian citizenship, and all of them were abducted on the 7th of October 2023 when Hamas attacked Israel, and that marked the beginning of the Israel-Hamas war. And there you have those visuals coming in. Red Cross delivering the three of the Israeli hostages. Niranjan Narayan Swami, executive editor for news, joined us on the broadcast. Of course, there are a lot of celebrations. You can see some visuals coming in, Niranjan, from Gaza. Hamas releasing three more hostages.
Well, there was a warning that was given. I want to go back straight to the pictures. I want to stay full frame on the pictures right now, Rakshita, because this is a very big story. The pictures are unprecedented. This came after Donald Trump said that he cannot assure what would happen post-Saturday, 12 p.m. There was a specific time given by Donald Trump to Hamas, a specific deadline given saying that if you don't release these hostages after, or rather before 12 p.m., then I can't assure you what Israel will do. I can't tell you what Israel will do, and I can't tell you what we will do. And these are pictures coming in from Gaza. And let me tell you, Donald Trump had said a few hours back that he was not sure, quote unquote, I have the exact quote of what he said. He said, I can't be sure what would happen on Saturday at noon, which was a reference to the deadline he put in place, saying all hell will break out if Hamas does not release the hostages who are still in Gaza by noon this afternoon. And these are live pictures coming in of Hamas releasing all the hostages. We don't have an exact count on the number of hostages. These are live pictures coming in from the Associated Press television network, or APTN. I'm waiting for more details of how many hostages are being released by Hamas. But let me tell you, there was a specific deadline that was set by America and Israel together. Netanyahu met Donald Trump a few weeks back at the White House. One of the first meetings that Donald Trump had after becoming the president of the United States was a meeting with Netanyahu to specifically discuss what was going on in Gaza. And he had said back then, and a few days back, that Saturday 12 p.m. would be the deadline for Hamas to release all of these hostages, which has been done now. I know I don't have, let me tell you, this is an evolving story, a developing story, and we don't have the exact number of hostages that are being released right now.